Hi, it's Rich from Planet PE. Today we're going to look at some Paper 2 stuff and we're going to take a look at commercialisation. So let's see how we get on with this topic. So commercialisation is essentially trying to make profit out of sport. So sport itself hasn't changed loads and loads as far as how it's played, but what has changed is about how the commercial partners become more and more influential in the sport and how it might have changed in relation to that. Now, big crowds aren't new. So in the 1900s, there were 40,000 people going to watch football matches. In the 1908 Olympics, there were 68,000 people who went to watch the Olympics in London there. So what has changed? Well, really, if we look at these two pictures, you might get an idea. So this first picture is from 1900 and it is Charlotte Cooper, who was a tennis player and played at Wimbledon. As you will see, she is very white in her clothing and no logos. Now if I compare that to Andy Murray, well, Andy Murray clearly has lots and lots of logos and again is receiving money for that because essentially he is an advertising sponsor board, call it whatever you want. He's got logos all over him and the different pieces of equipment that you can buy that are associated to Andy Murray and making him marketable or something that people might be able to make a profit from. But how and why is that been able to happen? Well, essentially there are three different groups that are really key in this idea of commercialization or indeed sponsorship itself. So we've got the sport itself, we have the media, and we have the sponsors. Now all three of those different areas need each other because without that we can't really make the sort of money or commercialize sport as we would like. So the sport needs the revenue, so it needs people to be putting money into that sport for it to grow. So if you take men's football compared with women's football, the quality of the games are still both fantastic. However, there is definitely more money in men's football. And the reason for that is because the media partners have bought into that. So we can go and watch football pretty much every night of the week, and those companies are paying billions, not millions, billions to be able to show English Premier League football. Now you can watch women's Premier League football or the WSL and that's normally on free-to-air shows or channels such as BBC. Now they're going to be paying a lot less for that to happen because there's not the market for that because the media aren't pushing in the same way. Now because it's not being watched by as many people, therefore the sponsorship that goes with it is going to mean there's less money being paid. So if I take the English Premiership for instance, I know Leicester City, my team, have a sponsor for their sleeve. Sounds a bit weird, but someone's happy to go and pay for the sleeve. If we take women's football, there are still sponsors, but they are typically the same sponsors that are on the men's kit. Even around the stadium, there are loads. Look at the pictures in here. There are loads and loads of different examples of sponsors that are going to be in a men's football match that maybe are missing from a women's football match. So these are the sort of differences that we're seeing. So commercialization, this idea of making a profit from the sport, is because the media want to buy or invest, I should say, in that activity because they can attract sponsors to their product essentially. So if they are selling British football, if they are selling Champions League football, it means that they can then sell some sponsorship time or some commercial time to then get some more money back into what they're trying to do. Now the sport benefits from both of those things because more people are watching it, more people are interested, and also they're getting money because they can then sell themselves again as a product, as you'll see in these different examples. So that all comes down to this term called the golden triangle. So if you have a look at the image just here, this is the golden triangle. This is the golden triangle. So what we mean from there is that we can see how we've got these interrelated aspects. So we've got the sport and the sponsors the media and the sport, where they all need each other. Now, some sports don't really have that, and some sports don't have the same amount of money because they haven't got that golden triangle connection in the same way that maybe football does, that creates lots and lots of profit. Okay, so that is just a quick one about something from paper 2, all about the golden triangle and commercialization. So if you haven't seen them yet, please check out my 5-a-day videos that I've got in the playlist that you'll see up here somewhere, and also check us out on Instagram and on Twitter at planet_PE, and you'll see that I put lots of things up there pretty regularly. Subscribe, like the videos, and again, we'll see you really soon. Cheers.